Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be doing another round of Necromancer challenge battles here. Today we have the Vampire versus the Storm Elemental, and this should be a really epic showdown, and we also have another match later on with the Storm Elemental versus the Phoenix. So this should be quite interesting. As always, we have the Necromancer with angels to support it, just because the battles get a little more interesting with the angels, since the cards don't always have just super low health, which is otherwise how it is with the Necromancer. So as you can see, the Vampire putting on some early pressure on the Storm Elemental. What may tip it over the edge for the Storm Elemental could be... Oh, you can see there, Vampire got it down. The problem for the Vampire is going to be the fact that the Storm Elemental is going to get larger in addition to the Giant Growth card. So, whereas the Vampire is only getting a buff from the Giant Growth as well as the Angels, and that's pretty much it. So, Vampire won for a bit, but now, as you can see, the Storm Elemental has actually gotten stronger than the Vampire. And I think at this point, the Vampire is going to be at a disadvantage unless I can manage to metamorph some other vampires. I really would like to have the stack be mostly vampires and like Storm Elementals, but it's just hard to do unless I take out the angels, because otherwise, yeah, and you also end up with the stacks kind of like mixing if you do that. So this was the easiest. Putting in the angels is like the easiest way to kind of ensure that you end up with just sort of like a one-on-one type of thing. And the Storm Elemental is pretty clearly starting to win here. Really interesting because the match started fairly clearly in advantage of the Vampire. But once the Storm Elemental got more powerful, as you can see, the Giant Growths aren't scaling the Vampire the same way that the Storm Elemental is scaling, because it's getting stronger over time in addition to the Giant Growth, like I said, whereas the Vampire is only getting stronger from the Giant Growth. So that is what has allowed the Storm Elemental to actually get stronger than the Vampire, even though we're putting Giant Growth on both of them. And from this point, we'll see what happens, but mostly just seeing about how big the Storm Elemental will get, because in many of these matches, without any sort of area damage, often neither side ends up quite winning, just because, well, there's so many angels coming back to life that it's kind of impossible for that Storm Elemental to get rid of them all. And we got a fun metamorph there with another Storm Elemental. So we got a pretty crazy stack of Storm Elementals going. The Vampires, on the other hand, are pretty much shut down over there, but they're still fighting. And we'll keep checking this one out, but I think the Storm Elementals have got this one wrapped up. They're not going to actually get the win, I don't think, but they've got this match pretty much wrapped up. So this one was interesting. I mean, it's kind of what I thought, which is that the Storm Elemental, if you give it long enough, it will become stronger than whatever else is out there, and goes to show why it's such a good card. So next match we will be doing Storm Elemental versus Phoenix, and this one should be very interesting just because I was under the impression that the Phoenix resets the Giant Growth when it gets destroyed. So we'll see how this goes. However, the Phoenixes should be getting stronger. The eggs should be coming back to life, so I'm not sure Giant Growth will be very effective on the Phoenix, but we may be able to at least make them stronger over and over, and maybe that will result in something interesting. I still don't think the Phoenix is going to scale very well with the Storm Elemental. I think the Storm Elemental is going to be much stronger, but I figured this was worth a try anyways. So we'll give it a shot, just see what happens. So we've got some Phoenixes going here. Let's see if, well, they're doing a little bit of damage to the Storm Elemental, but yeah, each giant growth, they're doing less and less. This is not looking so hot right here for the Phoenixes. They're going to have to... The Phoenixes are really going to have to get larger if they want to do anything. So... They're getting a bit larger, but maybe not enough. Doesn't look like the Phoenixes are going to be able to pull this off. But they may still get larger yet, because as you can see, they're constantly in that, like, going back to the egg stage. So that should mean that they're still going to keep getting larger, but the problem is, will they be able to keep up with the Storm Elemental? Probably not, but we'll have to see. They are getting larger. Look at that. Look at that. They are getting larger. That's a pretty sweet stack of Phoenixes. I'm almost tempted to use Gust of Wind on these just to try and see what we've got here. They are in fact getting larger, and they're not really doing a whole lot to the Storm Elemental, though. Clearly, the Storm Elemental needs a more powerful opponent in these challenges. So, Vampire didn't work, and Phoenixes, multiple Phoenixes, did not work against Storm Elemental. Or at least giving it, when I gave it a little bit of time at the start. Because I wanted to give it a chance to, like, get set up and everything, but... Yeah. It's just... The Phoenixes, I think we'll see more of them as this goes on here. They should start hatching. And yeah, here we go. Here, oh, look at those Phoenixes. What a stack of Phoenixes. Here we go, the showdown. Destroyed those Storm Elementals really fast, but the big one, they just can't break it. They cannot break that one. I tried freezing it just to see what would happen. They were able to break it then, but they weren't able to break through the angels otherwise. So I attempted to try and make it interesting, but... Oh, wow, now they are breaking through. It's because the angels are lagging behind a bit. But yeah, very interesting stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a couple short challenges here. Clearly, the Storm Elemental needs a tougher opponent. So... leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about these videos in the comments and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.